I'm Larry Farver, and let's queer up health. Cambridge study warns drug-resistant sexually transmitted Shigella is spreading among gay men. A new study from the University of Cambridge has found that sexually transmitted strains of Shigella, a bacterial infection that can cause severe or bloody diarrhea, are spreading rapidly among gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men in the UK, while becoming increasingly resistant to antibiotics. Published in the Lancet Infectious Diseases, the research found that sexually transmitted Shigella increased 15% faster each year than infections linked to food or travel. By the end of the study, more than 70% of sexually transmitted strains were resistant to at least one key antibiotic. UK health officials recorded over 2,500 cases last year that may have been linked to sexual contact. Professor Kate Baker, senior author of the study, said, quote, "Many men who have sex with men are unaware of the serious and increasing risk posed by sexually transmitted Shigella. Sexually transmitted shigellosis needs to be treated as a distinct public health threat, requiring different surveillance, prevention, and treatment strategies," end quote. Researchers say that the findings highlight the need for targeted public health messaging, noting that standard advice on hand washing and food hygiene alone does not adequately address sexual transmission. Well, there's a lot to take away from that.
But don't take Shigella away from that.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, don't.
No, but looking at the cuts that we've had by our current administration with the CDTC, it's just a matter of time that we see where that...
We're all going to be infected with Shigella and not have a cure for it.
Speak for yourself. There's a cure. My goodness, girl.
But it sounded like it was becoming more resistant.
Well, yes.
Certain strains are.
Yes.
I think the important thing to keep in mind here is Shigella is not just a sexually transmitted disease. You can also get it, because my background is more in hospitality and food and all of that. And Shigella is also a food disease that if you have uncooked, say, chicken over a sauce and it drips into it, you can get Shigella from something as simple as that. And that's why when you look at the Department of Health, when they come in and do a restaurant inspection, one of the first things they look at is where is the raw meat compared to where your vegetables are, where your sauces are. And if it's not on the right shelf, you can be shut down for something like that if it's a consistent problem. So, I won't mention the bar that I was at probably 20 years ago with a friend, and we both got Shigella from there, and I was in the hospital, and he called me and said, "Hey, what's going on?" It's a true story. And I said, "I haven't heard from you all week." And he goes, "Well, I've had Shigella." And I'm like, "I'm in the hospital for it." And we realized we had been to a local bar, and we had had an appetizer, and that was the only thing we had in common, and it was the sauce.
So,
saucy.
It was very saucy.
Yeah, well, certainly education is, I think, the most important thing, and it's not to take away from people who, may be into certain activities. It's all about education. If you feel that you're sick, certainly please see your health provider. Certainly if you do get something, please see your medical provider right away.
I know some places down in Miami that'll just give you a tapeworm if you want to lose weight. You shouldn't have to go out looking for Shigella just to, be dehydrated, have diarrhea and vomit.
You can make it at home.
You can make it at home. Exactly.
Is that trending?
Okay. Well, if you need a tapeworm, they'll put it right in there and you lose some weight. I hear it's better than Ozempic, but it's just getting rid of that tapeworm after a while.
I think I'll take Ozempic or Manjaro any day.
My insurance won't approve it. I don't have enough pre-existing conditions. Anyway,
some special put it over.
Let's
help me with
Brian, let's not go back to the leeches of yesteryear.
Okay.
I know you're a history buff.
Okay.
All right. Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.